In this video, we're going to look at how to add and subtract surds. And to do this, we're going to actually use the skills that we have in simplifying surds, and we're going to be combining them with our skills in algebra, where we add and subtract like terms. So let's look at this first example here. I have the square root of 8 plus the square root of 32. Now we can't do anything with these surds as far as the addition is concerned until both of the surds have the same sort of thing in them. Okay, here's a square root of 8, there's a square root of 32. You can't combine them together yet. We have to look at each of these and simplify it as far as possible. So let's look at the 8 first. And let's think about what I can write 8 as in terms of a multiplication. There's not many options. I could do 1 and 8. That's not going to help us very much. So instead, let's try 2 and 4. Now 2 and 4 is pretty nice because 4, if you think back to simplifying surds, is a square number. It's a good choice for this. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 4 first. It doesn't make a difference, but it just saves us some simplification later on. So I'm going to write my 8, square root of 8, as the square root of 4 times 2. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to concentrate on the 8 for the moment and simplify it as far as possible. Then I'll come back to the square root of 32. I technically can't leave this, keep writing equals, because this is saying that that whole row is equal to that, but we'll come back and we'll fill in what's going to go in here later. Here we have the square root of 4 times 2. We can write that as the square root of 4 times the square root of 2. And that's equal to 2 times the square root of 2, or just 2 root 2. So I've just left out that intermediate step that we were putting in before. Now we look at 32, and we think, what numbers can I multiply together to get 32? Now it's often easy to start with small numbers, so you might grab your calculator and go, oh, okay, 32, what can that be divided by? It's an even number, so it must be able to be divided by 2. So if you grab your calculator, 32 divided by 2, you would get 16. So 16 times 2 is equal to 32. This, again, is fantastic because, just like 4, this is a square number. Okay, so what I can do is I can write 32 as square root of 16 times 2. I can write that as the square root of 16 times the square root of 2. And the square root of 16 we know is 4. So square root of 16 times square root of 2, it's going to be 4 root 2. Again, I've left that intermediate step out where we would have written 4 times 2 in there. Now, if we have a look at what we've got here, you'll notice that both terms have a square root of 2 in them. So that means that we can now combine them together. We have 2 times the square root of 2, or 2 lots of root 2, plus 4 lots of root 2. We can write that as 6 lots of root 2. So here we keep the surd here the same, square root of 2. 2 plus 4 is going to be our 6.